My name is Martin. I've been studying charisma and communication skills for 3 years straight, and in today's video I'm about to expose 5 of the most charisma tactics that will help you to become 5 times more charismatic. And I have to be honest with you, I have a huge problem because whenever I use these tactics, I always get so many friends, and it is sometimes really annoying when I'm trying to focus on my work or when I'm trying to focus in the gym and so many people are coming to me and speak to me. So if you want to be so charismatic that it feels illegal, then this video is exactly for you. Let's start with something controversial, and that is to talk behind other people's backs. But this is a huge disclaimer right here. We are not going to be talking about other people behind their back in the negative way. We are going to reverse the entire process, and we are going to be talking in a very positive way. And this singular tactic will do 2 of the most important psychological hacks in the other person's mind. Let's say I'm talking to Robert and we get into a conversation about David. What I can do is that I can say, oh, David just made $10,000 last month in his business. He was super successful and I'm so happy for him. Robert's mind is subconsciously, psychologically going to think 2 most important things. The first thing will be that I have good and awesome friends. Robert will think, if Martin is talking so well about David, he first of all must be really popular and he must have so many friends, and second of all, if he is talking about other friends behind their back so positively, then I must become his friend also, because then he's gonna talk positively about me also. That will create that psychological effect that people want to become your friends because they in their core heart feel that they are going to benefit from this relationship because you will be talking about them positively behind their back also. And the second most important thing that this tactic will do is that just imagine if David were to learn if I talked positively behind his back. David would love you if he realized what you did behind his back. One of my friends recently started going into the gym, and all of his friends started complimenting him, but not in front of him, but behind his back. And after 6 months of him not getting any compliments, he quit the gym. And now, after 1 year, he realized, oh my god, the entire time I was getting compliments behind my back about how big I was. And now he's coming back into the gym culture. And this is extremely important, because he realized that he was getting compliments from other people behind his back, and that motivated him to work harder on himself. And imagine just if you were talking positively about someone else and they just learn that, oh wait, Martin was talking positively about me. That's absolutely insane. I am having so much respect for Martin right now because he talked positively about me. But the thing that I forgot to mention in the first point is that if you talk positively about other people, that person who is listening to that will associate their positive informations with you. Whenever you say, for example, this guy made $10,000 per month, this guy benched 100 kg, for some reason we associate that positive emotions with that person who is telling us that positive emotion. And that's why we should talk behind people's backs positively. Now it is very important that we talk about how to deal with haters. And listen, I have to put my hand onto my heart and honestly tell you, I am so good at this that I have converted haters into my fans. I have managed to convert someone who hates me, who dislikes me, with this tactic into someone who likes me and who wants to be next to me. How strong does this tactic have to be to work miracles like this? And I call this tactic going even further. For example, if someone is gonna tell me, Martin, you are so stupid, what I will say to that is that I will say, you have no idea how stupid I am. I've messed up this in my life, I've messed up this and this and this. And if you name your own inaccuracies, your own mistakes, instead of the other person naming them first, that's when they will realize that you are comfortable in yourself. And the most important thing when I say you have no idea how many mistakes I did is that I empathize with them. I give them my honest appreciation and acknowledge their claim. What most people in this situation will do is that they will say, no, I'm not stupid because I did this, and they will try to defend their opinion. But psychologically, if you think about human nature, that's not how we work. Humans seek approval, and they also like to discredit other people, and they always want to be right. If people cannot be right, that's when they will get into heated arguments. And definitely in charisma, the last thing that we want to do is to get into some stupid heated argument. That's why my strategy is to disarm the hater with kindness and with approval to their message. If someone is gonna tell me, Martin, you are so stupid, I will tell him, listen, you have no idea how many mistakes I have done in my life. You have no idea. When I was younger, I have fucked up this, and I will start naming my inaccuracies and my mistakes. And by that, the person will be like, okay, you can stop now. Either they will apologize for their claim and now they will realize, oh, sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Or second of all, they will stay completely silent, because now what are they gonna say? Are they gonna say, yeah, and you also fucked up this, Martin, you also fucked up this? No one is going to say that. If you are owning your own mistakes in front of that other person, now they will not say anything, because they have nothing else to say. And the beauty here comes with the word, you are right. And when you will say that word, you are right, I did this, and this, that sentence, you are right, is an acknowledgement towards the other person's idea. And that's when the entire mindset of theirs will shift towards you. And this is how you can fight against haters without you even fighting with them, getting into arguments, getting into pointless debates, but just disarming them with true kindness. And by the way, I have created a free charisma calculator, so if you want to type down numbers and see how charismatic you truly are, just message me on Instagram. It is completely for free and I will send it to you right now. Now that we have covered dealing with haters, we need to go into a category where a lot of people make mistakes, and especially a lot of enemies, and that is giving advice to people. We can all agree 99% of people in this entire world have no fucking idea how to give any advice whatsoever. Zero, none. And these people, when they want to give advice, they will say direct orders, they will discredit you, they will try to dethrone you, and they have no idea how to give advice properly. But this tactic will completely flip that mindset on its head, and we will go through our human psychology and see how we can make this system work in our favor, and also to make that other person love us instead of them hating us. And this tactic is called giving scarecrows. See, if I see some random guy in the gym, what I will not do is that I will come to him and, you should do your form like this, and this is how you should have your hands, this is how you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. The word you is the biggest enemy if we want to give advice to people. We cannot say you should do it like that, because that is toxic, that is really bossy. That's why instead of us saying you should do it like this, you should do it like that, we will talk about us. And let me show you how this will look. Instead of saying you should do it like this, we will say, hey bro, I have seen this trainer in the gym and he once told me this very important form on the bench press. Would you like to hear it? And this is the most strongest thing that you can do. This sentence did 3 of the most important things that I'm about to break down right now. When I said to him, would you like my advice? That is extremely important, because what a lot of people will do is that they will try and say, you should do it like this. But that person never even asked for their opinion in the first place. That's why when I want to give someone advice, with this sentence I ask them at the beginning, it was a question mark at the end, and that will give me leverage. And if the person doesn't want it, then he can just say, no, I don't want it. But 90.9999% of the times, the other person just responded to me, Martin, yeah, I would like to get that advice. I would really love to know what you know. Second of all, you could hear that I was talking about myself. I was talking how this trainer helped me and how he taught me this form. Not what you should do, not what this form is right for you. I thought about what this trainer taught me, not what this guy should do. That's the second thing. I talked about myself, how this trainer helped me. And finally, the
Really? A helicopter is now going through my house. What even is this?
But the third thing, and this is why this strategy is called scarecrows, because the scarecrow is the trainer himself. What a lot of people will do is that they will try to give advice to people without any reason, without any proof. But if I say, this one very strong and one very successful trainer taught me this form, is that I put the blame onto that trainer. That's much more kind than just giving that other person direct orders. And scarecrows work in two most important ways. You can pick one of these two. Either it is the authority that taught you and now you are telling other people, or you have had the experience yourself. So the first scarecrow with the authority will look something like this. Hey bro, this trainer, he taught me this very awesome form on the bench press. Would you like to see it? And then the second is me. Hey bro, I studied this one very important bench press form. Would you like me to show you how it looks like? See, I put the blame either on myself or to that other person who is the authority in the situation. Never onto the other person. Never. Because if you put the responsibility onto that other person, that's when they will not listen. And after the interaction, they will despise you. They will hate you. First of all, use the authority or use your own experience. Second of all, use the you language. Can I help you with this? Can you give me your time? Third of all, ask them, would you like my advice? So they will not get uninterested in the first sentence. Now that we've covered scarecrows, now it is very important that we talk about not getting interrupted in the conversations. Because whenever we are in a conversations, especially in groups where interruption happens a lot of times, what we need to do now is to stand up for ourselves in a polite way so the other person will assertively understand that, oh, we have boundaries, but on the other hand, we don't want that other person to hate us. That's why we will say this one very important sentence. Imagine if I was talking, for example, about animals. Yesterday I have seen a squirrel and someone would jump into my sentence and say, oh, yeah, Martin, I have seen also squirrels, blah, blah, blah. What I will do in that sentence is that I will do two most important things. First of all, is this finger right here. This finger is your big friend when you will get interrupted, because this will show to the other person that you will not let that slide. That's why if I am talking about something and someone will interrupt me, I will immediately point out this finger and I will do this. And with this finger, I will also say, wait, Robert, I am gonna finish my thought and then you could speak. Is that all right? The combination of the finger with the polite voice of saying, hey, Robert, would you mind if I finish my thought and then you could speak? It is also showing empathy because you are acknowledging that they want to speak. But first, you want to finish your own thought and then you will give them the word. But this finger is extremely important because it creates big respective energy. If I don't have this finger and I will just say, hey Robert, see, there is something missing. There is something missing here that could have been implemented. Hey Robert, would you... See, this finger adds a bigger element that I don't want to get interrupted. And it also gives you the visual presence because people, we hear, but we also see. And that's why this finger is extremely important. That's why if someone interrupts you, you need to do this. Robert, can you please wait a second? I would like to finish my thought and then you could tell what you want to say. Polite, but also assertive. And then Robert would be like, oh yeah, sorry Martin that I interrupted you. You can speak. And that is how you will never get interrupted again because now Robert will remember to not interrupt you ever again because you use the finger with also the polite sentence. And now that we've covered not being interrupted by people, now we need to talk about my favorite strategy, and that is the friendly touch. Whenever my friend, whenever my girlfriend, whenever my parent, whenever they make some big win, what I want to do always is to keep them in that winning state for as long as humanly possible. And the thing how I achieve this is whenever someone gets a win, I will not just say, congratulations bro, I'm really happy for you. I will physically dab them up. Whenever I agree with someone or I want to give someone a compliment, that's when I also dab them up. Because what a lot of people will do is that yes, they will give someone a compliment, but they are not making it personal with that touch as I am. That's why if you are giving someone a compliment, also give them a huge dab or maybe hug them. That will show to the other person that you mean that compliment. Because anyone can say, oh, you look beautiful, dude, you look like this, but no one has the balls to tell you, yo bro, that was awesome, that was absolutely amazing what you did there, yo bro, come to me man, you are one of the best friends I ever had. That will make the situation much, 10, maybe 20 times more personal than if you would just tell someone a compliment. Compliments are awesome, I'm not saying they are not, but if you want to make your compliment sink in, touch the other person and let them know you have done amazing, or hug them also, because that will create such a good connection. And I am doing this 50 times, sometimes even in one conversation, because this shows to other people that you are someone who they can trust. This light touch, the hugs, that will make and build rapport extremely quickly. If they get some sort of huge win or you really appreciate about what they have just said, perfect time, you have done amazing. Shh. And by the way, because you got this far, I know that you really care about improving your charisma and social skills. So if you want to get private coaching from me, where I will improve your speaking, your charisma, your communication, whatever you can think about, I have the first link in the description as my private coaching. I will make you get 15 new friends in just a single month. You'll be able to acquire a girlfriend in 1 month. You will lose all of your social anxiety in 1 month, so you can do the most outrageous things possible. And finally, we'll learn how to speak like a magnetic keynote speaker. If a keynote speaker were to look at you after my coaching, he would immediately realize that you have been doing speaking for 12, maybe 10 years. But in fact, you just had 1 month of coaching with me. So if you are interested in that, click the first link in the description. And by the way, all of this is guaranteed. So if you will in the first month not get any of these 4 things, then I will personally give to you your money back. And if you want to know how to be a master in conversations, then you should click this video right here. Live a happy life, man!